Well, I think one of those very difficult and sensitive executive orders by President Trump concerning the farmers and their production, I think that is going to have a very sad and very negative impact to their production. They used to have huge amount of production for the local consumption within the 50 states of the United States of America, and also to export very important and essential agricultural product to the neighborhoods. That kind of tariff, I think it will affect their capability to have enough production for the local consumption and for the export as well. Meanwhile, also, America is relying on different countries, neighborhood America and Mexico, to export from there a certain amount of food products and animal products. In both ways, I think we felt for the last 2 months there is inflation and there is increase of products, local, very important products like milk, like eggs. And they said because there is something happened between the trade negotiation in Canada and in Mexico, it make the prices of such a dozen of eggs, which it used to be around 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 maximum. Even by the time of Corona, we never reach that kind of prices. Nowadays, the dozen of eggs is very competitive, reach $10 and $12. Eggs to the American people is considered like full and falafel for our people in Egypt. So I think that kind of tariff, it will have a very sad and sensitive impact to the quality and capability of farmers to produce such a kind of products, and as well to the capability of the personnel capabilities to buy or to purchase certain amount of food enough for their families.
And China, of course, has imposed tariffs on soybeans and other key agricultural products like that. How big an impact will these tariffs by China have on American exports?
Well, definitely, maybe as we are starting to have this kind of impact is not clear yet, but I think if it will continue like that, there is a very huge amount of negative impact it will happen. But hope there's so many of those executive director, Mr. President either he stopped it or he, kept it for certain amount of time for more negotiation. So I hope that kind of decision can be under negotiation or reviewing it for some time. Otherwise, it will be difficult for both sides.
And rising costs, of course, for imports like fertilizer, like fuel, are also hitting farmers hard. It's kind of a double whammy. How do you see this affecting the industry?
Well, industry is more or less relying on those different kind of agricultural raw materials. It helps another different, multiple kind of industry as well. So as far as those prices will be affected, and maybe the production will be in shrinking sometime, the demand is always increasing, but the supply under this kind of circumstances will face a kind of a problem sooner or later.
Mr. Mahram, Trump has argued on the other side of things that these tariffs will ultimately strengthen American agriculture. Do you think that argument holds up at all?
I assume yes, that will have very quick and very clear kind of effective to the farming and the farming industry and the farmer themselves in the United States.
Many farmers are recalling the economic pain, you mentioned it just before, of the 2018 trade war. Could this dispute have long-term consequences for the U.S. agriculture sector?
I think so, absolutely. It is going to be one of the very sensitive kind of effect, and maybe it's not clear yet, but if it is going to be running like that, I think very soon it will show that there is a negative impact will happen sooner or later. Yeah.
And could the economic strain impact Trump's support among rural voters? Is he going to get a shellacking in the midterms?
I assume yes, because he cannot escape from the important that farmers is a very essential part of the production cycle in the United States of America. Somehow it will happen sooner or later, yeah.
And also, Mr. Muharrem, when it comes to the situation, you've got tariffs in all kinds of different sectors. Are they starting to take effect yet? Is the pain starting to be felt already?
Well, the pain is starting to felt locally on the local market with the consumer. The American people, American citizens, or even the people that are visiting American states, they start to feel that such a kind of products in the supermarkets, in the restaurant is getting higher, like 10, 15, 20%. The farmers' capability to face that for the long term, I think it's a big question mark, but let us wait and see if something can happen to reduce or to reaffirm that kind of decision again. I hope so.
But what about the Republican Party themselves, with people up for re-election perhaps at the midterms? Are the Republican Party lawmakers starting to get a little bit nervous about these tariffs?
Absolutely, yes, because the Republicans are concerned about their future and their, impact and relation with the citizens. So somehow, if the, that political party can do some kind of pressure to the president, I think maybe he can change his mind sometime, in the future.